What up, everybody? Welcome back once again to my channel. If you're new here, please hit the like and subscribe button. Your boy is back with a brand new video, so let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Now, as you can see at the top of this article, it says Chris Evans circling appearance in Avengers Doomsday. I gotta say this, I don't really find this too shocking. But let's go ahead and jump into this article and see if it can give us more information. And it says here, it's looking like Chris Evans will return in Avengers Doomsday. The actor, best known to Marvel fans for playing Steve Rogers, aka Captain America in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is circling another MCU appearance in 2026's comic book epic. However, it's not clear who he'll be playing because, spoiler alert, at the end of 2019's Avengers Endgame, Cap had aged into an old man and passed the character's patriotic shield to be Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson. And this summer, Evans showed up in a brief scene-stealing role in the billion-dollar smash Deadpool and Wolverine as Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch, which we all know he died at the end. I mean, at the beginning. And it says here his character from the Fox 2005 and 2007's Fantastic Four movies. Plot details for Doomsday have been kept under wraps, of course, but Robert Downey Jr. is back too, not in his career-defining role as Iron Man, but as the new villainous Von Doom, the main villain for the Fantastic Four. And then continuing on, it says here Joe and Anthony Russo are directing Doomsday in 2027's Avengers Secret Wars, thank God, which will conclude the Marvel multiverse saga of the MCU. And they're alluded that the movies will be connected a la the two-part story of 2018 Avengers Infinity War and 2019's Avengers Endgame. That makes sense. There's too much story to tell to put it in one movie. Those back-to-back blockbuster spotlighted a who's who of Avengers, including but not limited to Downey as Iron Man, Tom Holland as Spider-Man, Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, Evans as Captain America, Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, Brie Larson as Captain America, Chris Hemsworth as Thor, and Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. So it's safe to assume a bevy of A-list superheroes will soon be joining Downey and Evans in these forthcoming features. Evans made his debut as the super soldier in 2011's Captain America the First Avenger and returned in many sequels and Avengers spin-offs. Avengers Doomsday is scheduled to premiere on May 1st, 2026, with Secret Wars expected to land a year later in May 2027. So, I gotta honestly say, man, if he comes back, I mean, even for just an appearance, I think that'd be pretty cool. I know a lot of people will probably try and run with this and be like, "Oh man, he's back coming back full time now," and I don't think that's the case. I think he would just come back for an appearance. I think it'd be pretty cool. I could see him coming back as an old man version of himself. I think maybe he would be fine with not being tied down to the MCU completely like he was because, obviously that's a lot of time that you have to dedicate to one franchise. And obviously now that he's had his chance to dip his toes in other franchises, I could see him, just making a one-off appearance. But a lot of people like to run with this kind of things and be like, "Oh man, he's gonna come back full time now," and no. So I'm, excited, but at the same time, it's like, I'm kind of like, it's an appearance. I'm not gonna run with it and think it's gonna be like, oh man, it's gonna be a full on thing. Don't get me wrong. A big part of me would love to see what they do in the comic books into live action and make it Sam Wilson and Captain America in a movie together, like actual, like they do with comic books, where you got both of them playing Captain America. I would like to see that. Um, but that would mean him coming back to being a young man again, and it's a comic book story, so obviously there's some way they can make that happen. But it would be pretty cool to see if they did that like a one-time thing, and then he kind of went back to being an old man. Like you could explain it easily. Like they gave me this serum and made me young again. It's only temporary, and so I decided to help you out with this mission. And then boom, he goes back to being an old man. So I could see it working in that kind of light. But if this is just a one-off thing where it's just like a cameo, I mean that's cool. I expected to be a lot of cameos. I think I've watched a lot of John Campia where he's talked about, we don't know how many superheroes are gonna play a role in this new Avengers Doomsday movie. It's gonna be a lot of who's who. I think it's gonna be just as crazy as probably what they did it with Avengers Endgame. So it's gonna be a lot of who's who to be in this movie, and I'm not excited to see it yet because I want to see the path that's gonna be continued to lay ahead excuse me, with Marvel, because obviously things haven't been going good at all. So I'm curious to see what they do going into 2025. But to see this and know it's legit because it's coming from Variety, it does get me a little bit more excited because of the fact that it's Chris Evans and he did a great job playing Captain America. I remember when it was announced that he was going to play Captain America and he was not down for it at all. He actually, turned it down. I think after being asked multiple times because of the simple fact that I think he was a Hollywood star, but he wasn't up there, like that, right? He was kind of like one of those B-listers, and it's definitely put him up there with the A-listers. Not up there with like the legendary A-listers, like I can't think of anybody, Leonardo DiCaprio's or I can't think of anybody else up there, like the Will Smiths, those type of guys, because he has a certain type of movie set that he started. No disrespect, Chris Evans, I love you, man, I love your movies, but he definitely put him up there in A-list status. I think that's one thing he was probably afraid of when he took on the role, was that it was definitely going to ignite his star into a whole nother level. And he has done that because he's done an amazing, amazing job as Captain America. And when I saw him in Deadpool and Wolverine, and he was back as Johnny Storm, it was good to see him back in the old role. But it was so weird seeing him be back to that kind of funny, goofy character after seeing him play the more serious character for so many years. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was weird vice versa when he went from being a funny, goofy character, because that's most of the time I've seen him in his movies, like Cellular or what is it? Not another teen movie, I believe. Of course, Johnny Storm, Fantastic Four. So it was weird seeing him go from being this goofy character to being a more serious character as Captain America when he took on the role, because it's Captain America. Obviously, he's more serious compared to the you know Johnny Storm and the other roles that he has took on. Not to say I doubt it. He couldn't play the character. I just I did have my doubts, but he knocked it out of the park. Did an amazing job. So if this leads to a one-off thing, I hope it's gonna be good. I hope that Marvel makes it worth it. Like I said, it's gonna be a who's who of who's gonna be in this movie, and yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. So anyway, post your comments down below. Let me know what you all think. Thank you, every last single one of y'all that's been supporting my channel. Please keep watching, keep liking. My goal is to reach that 4,000 watch time hour um, plateau in 2024, because I really want to get this channel monetized, and I cannot do it with any of y'all help. So please watch my videos, watch my live stream, support the channel. I'm really going for it next year. So again, this is gonna be interesting news to see what happens with Chris Evans, aka Captain America. We'll see how this turns out. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you all for watching. Peace. I'm out.